Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to KHM Today, your weekly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I'm your host, Carolyn Orff, and today is July 31st, 2024. And you guys, you can tell my voice is not quite back to where it should be. It went out last Monday at Destination Success, and it has yet to return. So I'm still going with that, sultry vibe. You guys, we are back from what I'm going to say has been the best destination success ever. The energy, the suppliers, the fun in the evenings. Um, oh my gosh. I mean, it's probably part of why the voice hasn't come back, but what a fun time I think was had by all. Um, the food trucks Monday night with dancing, Top Golf, which I actually did quite well at. And of course, the amazing keynote speak by Don Drowitz was just like that just was the icing on the cake. So congratulations to our entire team at KHM for putting together just an amazing, amazing event. And I hope that you all, those of you that are KHM agents, received a link to that keynote address because boy, I'm thinking like a lion every single day. So enjoy that. The summer continues. All right, it is July 31st. I'm starting to pack kids up back up for school, but it is still summer and there are more fantastic things to come, and they're coming in epic proportions. So please welcome. I got my t-shirt on already for the amazing Karin Green with Universal Parks and Resorts. Welcome, Karin.
Hi, thanks for having me today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, you attended your first destination success last week. Did you
I
love it?
I loved it. It was amazing. The energy. I had a blast. And like you, I actually did well at Top Golf. Who knew?
I feel like I might want to try it again or just go to my regular golf course.
I agree. Yes. It's funny because I have a terrible softball swing, so I am not good at golf. So I was really impressed with myself.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Okay, so typically when we have suppliers or tour operators on here, we talk more like businessy stuff and things like that. But Universal is such a fun topic that we just kind of have to dig deep into all the fun stuff that's going on because it is changing so quickly. I mean,
It
I
is.
remember being there just a few months ago, and there were certain things that were, kind of beautifully boarded up and now they're open. So let's start by talking about DreamWorks because we have some old movies that we love, of course, that are Universal, but there's this new age of Trolls and Kung Fu Panda and Shrek that now we get to visit when
Yes.
we're at Universal Orlando.
Yeah, DreamWorks, it's absolutely amazing. I know you'll see a lot when you look online, you'll see a lot of the artist renderings. Hopefully, we'll have some new live shots because those artist renderings don't do it justice. So this really has taken over the whole kid zone area. So you start with Shrek's swamp meet. And so here you get to meet Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, your favorite characters, and you'll be able to slip and slide through the swamp. So, what kid doesn't love to play in a swamp? And then from there, you can head over to the Trolls Troller Coaster. Say that 5 times fast. So this is a very family friendly coaster. You'll join Poppy, Satin Chenille. You'll be able to escape from spooky spiders. It's just such a fun little roller coaster to get on. And then heading over to Kung Fu training camp where you can meet Po live. The kids can interact with Po. They're playing in Mr. Ping's noodles. We have a wet and dry area where the kids can shoot themselves with the water cannon. So, really interactive, really family friendly. And we're so excited to have this new area as part of Universal and bringing these characters to life.
And Karen, E.T. is still there, correct?
Absolutely. He's a classic. I hope we never get rid of ET.
I think you might have a riot on your hands, and I might be frontline for that one. The nostalgia for that ride
Yes.
is tenfold.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think he's just a classic that keeps going. I mean, he just
Yeah.
really not only speaks to us as the older generation, if you will, but really has reached out to this newer generation. So
Yeah.
he's just got that longevity. So yeah, I'll be on that fight. We never want ET to leave.
There will be no fight.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got Epic Universe. Now, before this came out, we were all kind of thinking, what would it be? And I have to tell you, totally had it wrong. I really I had my vision, and I was so wrong. So let's talk about what the five lands are going to be, and will they all launch at one time, or are we going land by land?
So right now we have launched all of the lands in the sense of announcements. So it's five
Mhm.
immersive worlds in one park. Now, when Epic opens, it'll all open at the same time. But what we
Okay.
did is we did a very limited release so we could talk about each land. And that way everybody can sort of get to know it. They can get to understand which land is which, what we have to offer. But no, once the park opens, it's gonna
It
be at full capacity, yeah.
So I know that there was an announcement today that came in my email
Yeah.
about Harry Potter. So tell
Yes.
us a little bit about that, because I have stopped at Harry Potter, right? I didn't go on to the other franchises. So I didn't really understand what this was until you explained it to me before we started the show.
Well, if you are a Harry Potter fan like I am, I already have my wand and my robe ready. This is the final, I think, tie-in, if you will. So, we have Hogsmeade, Diagon Alley. So this is going to be the Ministry of Magic. So it was released today. There is a video on it. If you have a chance, please do watch it. It is just going to be amazing. And what it's doing is it's bringing that 1990s British ministry from the Harry Potter series into the 1920s. They're kind of going to match from the Fantastic Beasts. And they are bringing, and this is going to be an extremely large set. In fact, when I was watching the videos, they were saying that their shortest building is going to be taller than the tallest building at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, and Hogsmeade.
Wow.
So this is a huge set. And it's based on Paris. It's bringing that Fantastic Beast. If you remember in the franchise series, they have that tent in the middle of the street with all the entertainment. They are bringing all of that to this series. So this is just going to be a huge undertaking. So if you
Yeah.
have a chance, do watch the video. It blew my mind with what they've done with this land.
One of the things that I think is so fun is when you read a book, or even when you see a movie, right? The movie's on such a different scale, but when you go to a theme park like Universal, you kind of get to be in it, right? It's almost like being on the set, and
Yes.
it's so immersive that even if you're not in the movie, it kind of makes you feel like you are, and there's just a certain amount of joy that is brought to you when you, especially to me, for the kids stuff, right? That just I love, my favorite ride is always the Jaws ride, because
Yeah.
it's so stinking scary. But
Yeah.
come on, let's face it, none of us really want to be in that situation. But
No.
like the things like the Trolls and Shrek and Poe and Harry Potter, like you want to immerse yourself in those worlds. And I Universal just such an incredible job of creating that environment that makes you feel like you're a part of it. It's really just it's magical.
It really is. It brings that movie that you love to life.
Mhm.
Again, I am not a Jaws fan. I will be honest. As
Yeah.
I live in Galveston Island, right off the beach, and I have a little bit of anxiety attack going in the water these days. But to go on that ride and actually
Yeah.
have that experience, and it sort of brings
It's
that
the
little
heart
bit of,
pumping.
it does, it really does. But then I love because when you go to each land, you sort of leave that last one behind, and then it's a whole new experience.
Mhm.
And the one thing I love about Epic, and so this is going to be what's going to be different from Epic Universe versus Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. If you have not seen, each land is separated by a portal. So
Mhm.
you've got Celestial Park, which is sort of your anchor. That's where your entertainment, your dining, some of your attractions are going to be. But when you leave Celestial and go through those portals, it's going to transport you to a whole new world. So not are you just crossing into the next land, you're literally leaving and going into the new land. And I think that's just going
Wow.
to be mind blowing. If you haven't done, or for those of you who have that done Super Nintendo World out in Hollywood and done that portal, it's just you leave that world behind and get into that new world. And so I think that's just going to be a next layer of excitement
Hmm.
and transition. So really excited to see them bringing that to the new Epic universe.
Do you think there'll be another like scare the life out of you roller coaster?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Because
we
I will tell you, my last visit, I did everything, right? I love Hagrid's. That one gets your heart going.
yes.
Um, I did the Velocicoaster for the first time, and I like my coasters, but at this point in my life, I pretty much get on there, close my eyes, and scream. And that's kind of how I was the whole time during the Velocicoaster, but I still loved it. I still did it.
Yes.
You think there'll be another one?
Well, I think there's gonna be a few, so I can tell you
Oh,
for
really?
sure. Yes, so I can tell you for sure. So we have Stardust Racers. So Stardust Racers, it's going to be the tallest coaster in Epic Universe. It's 133 feet. It's going to be the fastest at the 62 miles per hour. And it has that crisscross inversion, similar to, I don't remember the dragon, the dueling dragon coaster. So it's going to
Yes.
be similar to
Yes.
that. Yeah. So that's going to be really exciting. And then I was watching the release of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, and there's one that I'm very intrigued about. And so when you look at the video, you'll kind of see they talk about it a bit. And it's basically Dolores Umbridge. You're at her trial and she escapes. And it's this whole new there you're chasing Dolores and you're helping him, Harry,
Ooh.
Hermione, and Ron chase her down. And so the scenes and the graphics for that ride, I think that's going to be another heart pounding race.
Uh-huh. Awesome. Well, and I can do the coasters better than I can do the 3D, like you're on the broomstick.
Yeah.
That yeah, it doesn't always work out well for me. Okay, so before we switch to Hollywood, I want to ask you, one of the things that I love so much about Universal is the how it's manageable, right? I know where I love to stay because I can walk to the parks, I can walk back, city walks right there. It's just so manageable. With the growth of Epic Universe and new hotels and things like that, do you see some of that vibe changing at all? Will we have to start to take buses? Will, other transportation at one day come into play? Or is there still that mindset and that goal of staying smaller-ish?
That's going to be interesting. So they have not released any information yet on the transportation, but stay tuned, more to come because information is coming fast and furious. And
Mhm.
so if you're not on our travel industry sales, it's the TIS Advisors Facebook page. Please join because we are putting all the information there. But I think, as with Universal, they really do work hard to keep everything manageable. And what I love about Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios is that, as you know, it's like a college campus. I can walk from my hotel
Yeah.
right into the gates. Love it. So easy to get around. Now, with Epic, though, it is going to be just that off, if you will. And so I think our transportation team, just knowing them, I think they're going to come up with some great solutions to make it manageable, to make it easy, to make it quick. Now, what that
Mhm.
looks like, I don't know. But yeah, they really do work hard to make it easy because they know you're coming here on vacation. We're already dealing with
Right.
trying to get ready, trying to get on the airplane, trying to get here, trying so once you get here, really it's our goal to make this seamless, to make this easy. So my gut tells me that I think it's going to be a seamless transition, seamless transportation. What that specifically looks like, we just don't have that picture yet, but stay tuned. It should be coming.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit over to Hollywood. Of course, the big announcement last year was Super Nintendo World, right? I got the name
Yes.
right.
Yep.
Huge, wonderful feedback on that. What's to come?
So exciting news. This year we are celebrating 60 years of the studio tours at Universal Studios. I don't know if have you done the studio tours?
I don't think I'm trying to think if I've ever done that before, and
Oh,
I don't think I have.
if you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's wonderful in the sense of this is a tour that you go to all your favorite sets, all the movies. You see the Bates house, you see your Jurassic Park. You see everything. And so it's really cool because it takes you through the back lot. You get to see all the sets of the iconic films. You have photo opportunities. And of course, for the 60th, they're bringing in new themed food, new merchandise, so much more. And it is included, the 60th anniversary celebration is included in that park admission. Now, I will tell you, it is going on until August 11th. So, we still have a little bit of time for you
Close.
to get
Yep.
out and see it. But yes, so celebrating that really iconic tour, and just it is the heart and soul of Universal Hollywood, is to take part and immerse yourself in your favorite movies.
Yeah. Well, Karen, I always enjoy our conversations because this is, everyone knows I love a good theme park. I love a good beach too, but I love a good theme park. I just think they bring out the little kid in all of us, and Universal does such a great job at it. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for being at Destination Success last week, and let's get selling. Let's get selling
Yes.
some Epic Universe.
Hashtag sell more Universal. That's my favorite. But
I love
I'm here. Please don't hesitate to reach out. However, I can help with information on Universal, help you sell. That's my goal, is to really help you with any kind of information, sales, and getting to Universal, because it is such a great destination, and growing. It's just getting so
awesome.
big. So
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week.
thank you. I appreciate you guys having me here.
Take care. All right, you guys, what better way to segue into our next two guests here to share and inform of all the wonderful things going on here at KHM is Beth Klubnip, our manager for events, and Amy Garner. For some reason, I was going to call you Garland. I don't know. Amy Garland from our engagement team, because we're so excited. And Karin was there at Universal, which is where Crystal's going to be. But before we get to Crystal, let's start with Luxury Symposium. I feel like I should put on my fancy hat and a teacup, because it's coming in September. Beth, it opened today, although I know we're having some glitches with the login, but don't worry, it's getting fixed. New hotel. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so this year it is going to be at a brand new hotel in Cleveland. It's an Autograph by Marriott collection. So it's very high end for our luxury event. So it's going to be at the Hotel Cleveland in downtown Cleveland. So that'll be the first something new and exciting for us. Carolyn and I were there last week and got a quick tour. It's a beautiful hotel. It's actually a historical hotel building here in Cleveland, and there's lots of different historical aspects to it. So you'll get to experience all that. When you're there, the coolest thing is to save on transportation. You can experience the wonderful, it's called the Rapid. It's the RTA's train line that will actually, you can get in the basement of the airport. And for $2.50, it'll take you directly from the airport all the way into Tower City, where you can then walk through Tower City, which was originally the train station in Cleveland way back in the day, and then take you right to the beautiful hotel lobby. So that's kind of exciting. So it'll save on Ubers. You're right in the heart of Cleveland with all the different restaurants. There's a casino attached to the hotel, so you can walk through the casino. You can partake in the casino, and if you want, there's wonderful dining in the casino, and then there's actually a walkway that you can take, and it'll take you over to the other venues where Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse is, the Guardian Stadium, and our wonderful 4th Street with more dining, Pickwick and Frolic and bowling and all that other fun stuff. And I think Ashley and Alyssa are telling me that I think we're up to about 24, 25 registers right now. So even though the link's broken, please, they're working on it, and we hope to get that, fixed relatively soon. But
Yeah.
Luxury Symposium is going to be really cool.
And I have to tell you guys, people ask me all the time, oh, Cleveland, Cleveland, Cleveland. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I've never seen any part of Cleveland except for the airport the hotel in Independence and the hotel in Brunswick. Like that is my experience with Cleveland. And Beth took me downtown last Thursday, and I have to tell you, it was so fun. We didn't get to do the whole whirlwind tour, but this hotel is beautiful. The bar area is gorgeous. But what was really fun was that we went down to the transportation area, which is like now like kind of a mall area, and it was so easy, but it was neat, it was unique. And when you think about that luxury client, it really just got me into the mindset of what's unique and different about what we're doing here. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean thread count. Upscale luxury can be defined as just an experience that others aren't usually having. And I just thought it was so neat. So I'm probably going to have to like video my experience from the airport to the hotel using the Rapid. Is that right? And see how it goes. And then we'll have to have Sammy put it together in probably what will be a very amusing video, because you know it will not go 100% smoothly for Carolyn. But I'm so excited about it. And I just, seeing it last week just got me super jazzed. And the room we're in is gorgeous. And I just think if you're not signed up, get signed up. We've got some incredible suppliers, 17 suppliers coming. 17. That's, I think, at least 5 more than we had last year. That's how much our suppliers want to be in the room with all of you to educate you more, get you thinking about that luxury client and that luxury market. So very excited about that. All right, then we have boot camp in August and November. Amy, who should be coming to this event? I mean, you've been
Literally
there.
anyone.
Literally anyone.
Literally anyone. It's funny. I was just telling an agent, I came to KHM as an agent thinking like, oh, I'm already experienced. I don't need 1.0. And then I sat in it and I was like, probably could have used 1.0. I think it's great to help fill in those cracks in your foundation. When you're first getting started, you have information coming at you from every direction. And Bootcamp 1.0 gives you vision. It gives you a path forward, and it helps you just know exactly what your next move is. And I think that is one of the most overwhelming parts of getting started in our industry and really getting yourself established. So I'm a big believer in boot camp. I preach it to anyone who will listen.
Yep, yep. And the thing that I also love about it is, even if you do have a little bit more experience, a lot of the content you might know already. But what I always love about having people at that level in the room is that you can add to the conversation, and you sometimes can spark questions and conversation from those that really don't know, right? They're kind of a deer in headlights. So to have people in the room for us as the educators to contribute and add is always so fun, because then it's not just about what I know, it's about what the room knows. And I always appreciate that. So of course, August, I think we're pretty much done with registrations there. We've got people online and in person. But November, guys, that's going to be the opportunity of the rest for the rest of the year. Be there, make it work for you. It really is an important part to you getting your agent journey off on the right foot. And then of course we have Crystal Conference, which is going to be in Orlando, very close to Universal Studios. You can probably make your way there before, during, after. Beth, tell us more about it.
Yeah, Crystal's the one event besides boot camp and destination success that I would have to say is the be there or be square event of it's a good way to interact with all of your friends that you've made through your agent journey and to continue to make new ones. One of the cool things this year is Rick is bringing everybody from the KHM home office there. So you'll be able to talk to, people that you might generally not see at an event, like the commissions team, the groups team, our technology team, the marketing team, events, operations. We're all going to be there. Agent support is going to be there. So those wonderful ladies that you hear on the phone and get to talk to, you actually get to see them in person. I mean, How cool is that? So space is available, but filling up quickly. It's $5.99 for the agent. It's $3.99 for the guest. We're going to do Carolyn's favorite, silent disco. We're going to start out each morning with reflections with Rick, and then just a host of a whole bunch of suppliers are going to be there. The cruise lines, the land suppliers, Disney, Universal, all of those ones in that area. The resort is very close. I mean, close, so close that it takes what, Carolyn? It took us maybe 5 minutes to walk over to Disney Springs.
Yep. Right
In
over
the rain,
over the
Carolyn
pass.
and
It was
I were
perfect.
walking over there. It was pouring, but we had fun. We walked around. We had some dinner over there, but like Disney Springs is close. We're going to have a lawn party that will have fun games and photo ops and hang out at the pool and just all sorts of stuff. We'll have a convention center, which is the first time that Crystal's ever had their own convention center. And I don't have to worry about, oh, we're going to do coloring with, the Guppy kids from, the kids groups, or we're playing bingo or all this other stuff. I get to pick what times we get to do things. So I'm just personally excited that I don't have to fight with times and restrictions like that. So we're excited. We hope you can all be there. I understand, I've talked to a couple agents and suppliers that, oh, I live in Orlando. I'm just going to drive in. And then, I remind them, I-4 traffic is crazy. And they're like, yeah, you're right. I think I might want to just spend the week there with you guys because, things are scheduled during the day and early evenings. And we're giving time for you to go to Universal and Disney and experience Orlando. But there's that bonding time that happens, walking through the hallways, down at the Starbucks, hanging out by the pool, or just hanging out in the lobby where you can grow these great, relationships. And that's the best thing about Crystal is building those relationships. And our suppliers are going to be there and they're going to be staying at the hotel too. So why not stay with them and build those bonds? So we're looking
KHM after hours, right? We've got the KHM workday hours, KHM after hours. It's kind of like when they say that the deals get made on the golf course. If you've ever heard that expression, the relationships are built after hours in the lobby bar. And that's simply because it's one-on-one time. And when you're at a trade show, when you're not the primary focus, whereas you can sit somewhere after hours and have that person's one-on-one attention. And that is worth its weight in gold. And it's this sense of community. I mean, we heard it so much this last week, how much that meant to people to not only meet others, meet the team, put faces to names. It's huge. So, and just, it's fun, you guys. We work really, really hard. And it's fun to get together. Amy, what are you looking forward to most?
I mean, aside from seeing your dance moves at the silent disco,
all right,
you have
it's
never
not so
seen
much my
Carolyn
moves;
Green.
it's my gorgeous voice that sings out over the headphones. Like, come on, you guys!
100%.
Like, I've been called Whitney Houston before. No, I never have.
Never. I love it. I think
never, and I will never.
it's really the fellowship, like you were talking about. It's that getting together, everybody in the same place, and being able to chat and ask questions. And somebody pulls out their laptop. Let me show you how to do this, and all of that kind of stuff that you're not going to get. Otherwise, it's going to be let's schedule a Zoom call for 3 Fridays from next week, and so you just get to get that hands-on. I remember, I guess it was last Crystal, I had a question about a booking that I had, and the BDM just like whipped out his laptop and we went through it together. And that's the kind of stuff that you just don't get when you stay home.
Right. So I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a huge sense of community. And just so everyone knows, things will be released as we move forward. But just know, like every KHM event, look, I've only been doing this. I've been with KHM 4 years. I've only been in this role for 2 years. I have not seen one event that falls short of excellent. And, so just know, even though you're not being given the whole schedule, know that when that schedule is released, it will be amazing. It will be fun, and it will be inclusive. And so, sign up now because you do not want to lose out on the opportunity to silent disco.
Yeah,
and to
I mean,
have
there's
fun.
so much going on, Carolyn, with it. I mean, the core team meets every week,
Yeah.
and we've taken feedback from all the years that we've done Crystal, and we're trying to incorporate everything and to be inclusive as possible. It's really exciting, and
Yeah.
if you haven't been to Disney Springs in years, or even the Orlando area, I mean, it's changed leaps and bounds since, I was there with you last November and then again in April. I'm down there visiting the hotel regularly to make sure that everything's, still rolling and everything like that. And each time I go, it changes. So,
Mhm.
it's just great. I'm
And
looking forward.
one thing that we did announce at Destination Success, which I'm hoping those that are listening and will be listening to show at a later date, we do have our +1 session that's going to be
Yes.
going on. This is going to be put on by some of the spouses that have become very ingrained in our community because their spouses are agents, and they came to us and said, we'd really like, excuse me, to talk, to have this conversation. And Bill and I were just like, this is amazing, like, to talk about what it looks like to have that spouse and family support. It needs to start there, because as we know, this job can take on some legs of its own, and you have to have a support system in place. And and it looks different from each stage of your journey. And so these spouses are going to talk about that. What does it look like? How do you manage it as a family? What are the pros? What are the cons? And I think that's just going to be really, really fantastic, and important for those of you that are established and struggling with that piece, and for those that are new, so that you can start your journey off on the right foot. Excuse me. I'm dying here, guys.
I love it. I think
And
like
then we're
that's one of the cool things about having our convention center, like Beth said, is we have a bunch of creative minds that we've just gotten to let run wild a little bit with our ideas. And so, like, it's not just going to be a conventional trade show or, a regular supplier session. Carolyn has some big ideas in the works.
Let's hope. Let's hope we can bring those to fruition.
I have the faith.
Um, we have the faith. And then finally, Beth, the schedule is always there for 2025. We haven't released dates just yet, but we have another, what do we think? Like at least 6 events that are tentatively scheduled, 7 events?
for the rest of this year, or 25.
No, for 2025.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, there's a few things like on my books,
Yeah.
like Boot Camp 2.0 is like in
Group camp.
January.
Yeah.
I got the book here if everybody can see it. Goes to 2028.
Yes. 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 Yep. And soon
Mhm.
she's going to be asking me for 26, 27 dates, and I just have to do this. I can't handle it. You're going too far forward. We always think, no, don't rush time, but there are certain places where we have to look that far in advance and
And that's true.
start planning.
Yeah. We just closed the chapter on Crystal 2024. Crystal 2025 is already in the works. We're it's an ever running circle of things.
Yeah.
The events team here, we're always busy. So,
Yep.
and
Wonderful.
they do an
Well, you guys,
job. Yeah, Ashley
everyone
and
does.
do an awesome job.
It's a lot of balls in the air at any given time. But I'm so thankful that you both came on to share your excitement for upcoming events. Any final words?
I look forward to seeing everybody at Crystal. So if you haven't booked yet, it's in the portal.
Yep. Yep.
And
Crystal's
the
there,
flashy new
luxury's
Cvent
there.
page too.
Yeah.
I love the new Cvent pages.
Yes. So yeah, we love Cvent. We're working with it. There's just so many options out there that we're learning too. So it's great. I love the countdown, so I know how many days before stuff is happening. So it's great.
Awesome. Well, and we've got, I think, is that Kimberry? Hi, Kimberry. When is Group Camp 2025? I can tell you it's the month of April. That I can tell you.
Yes.
The month of April. at the home office. So that was a huge hit last year. I can tell you we will not have anything in the month of March because I was kindly asked not to do that again. It was a lot after coming back from Crystal and then like only having a week and jumping into event. And that was everyone. I felt that way. The teams felt that way. So March is off limits. So we've shifted that to April. But we're very excited to do that again because it was a huge hit last year. And that's always exciting, right? It was the first time around and it went so well that we're excited to do it again.
Love it. Oh, I have two more things to plug too. Don't forget that
Ooh.
Phoenix and SoCal on the concourse just opened. Did I steal the words out of your mouth, Beth?
Yeah, I had those, and then I think Marie was asking if it was before or after Easter for group camp, and it's going to be before Easter, so no worries.
Yep. So we do take those into consideration, and just to give everyone a little bit of a heads up, we know that sometimes these dates don't work for everyone, but we just want you to know that we're always looking at school calendars, personal calendars. When are we vacationing? Many of you know I have kids. So those May, August timeframes matter right now for back to school. I think I said at Destination Success, I don't care about spring breaks, Christmas breaks, Thanksgiving, but I won't miss homecoming, prom, or graduation, right? Those are kind of sacred to me. So, everyone at KHM, Beth in particular, is very, very good about letting me roll by my schedule for the next couple of years when I need to, while taking into consideration the number of industry events that are out there that we know about and that we don't know about when we plan, right? We don't always have all of those dates because like us, they like to release things, with a big shebang. But just know that we've got a lot in the books, and in the coming years, for those of you that struggle with during the week events, we are looking at adding something to a weekend and adding something perhaps to the summer schedule as far as a boot camp 1.0. It's just all about timing and the things that are going. So just know we haven't forgotten about you. We know that you exist. It's just a matter of all of those dates and trying to work them into the yearly calendar. It's just a lot of juggling, but know that we hear you. We absolutely hear you when we're trying to make movement in those two areas. So, with that said, have a fabulous rest of your day and week. And everyone, thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors. We always love and appreciate them. You guys, I'm going to be on vacation next week, like a real vacation. So I am not responding to email. I will not respond to your texts. But know that I love and care for all of you, and I will miss you next week. But of course, the wonderful Chantel and I will be here with Holland America. And you don't want to miss it because Sarah Rawlings from the marketing department, it is National Pickleball Day. But we've decided, you know what? We've talked about pickleball before. I think we should do pickles around the world. So you do not want to miss that because we've never done it before. And who doesn't love a good pickle? I knew there was someone out there who doesn't like pickles. I love them. Pregnant or not pregnant, I love pickles. But you guys join in, be supportive of my good friend and buddy, Chantel and Holland America. And we'll see you. I will see you guys sometime in August. Thanks for being here today, Beth and Amy.
Bye.
Bye, guys.